Hello, welcome to the new video. In today's video we're going to take a look at the Greninja with the hat on, because why not? Of course I have to do this. I didn't get a shiny sadly, wasn't able to play most of the Spotlight Alford, but it is going to be fine here. Maybe I'm going to get one eventually. Very likely going to be a repetitive shiny or like a repetitive Pokemon for the next few Halloween Cup events as well. Did you get a shiny of this one? If you did, feel free to trade me one. I was just joking, but let me know in the comment section. Did you get some cool costume shinies? I got 2 Piplups so far, but I also haven't really been playing too much recently. Just didn't really found the time for it yet, but it's gonna be fine. The event I think is still on for like a few more days, so that's going to be exciting. But anyway, we're going to have a very strong team here today. I went 9-3 with this team, getting me up to 2,918 Elo, which is really good. So we're close to getting up to Legend. Yeah, making it a little bit more exciting here as well, as I always gotta try to play some funny Pokemon here. Of course, today we actually have more of a meta team. We're going to have the Marowak, we're going to have that Jumpluff, but of course also Greninja with the good drip on him as well. That is the main thing, that is the most important thing for sure. And as you're gonna see here as well, the opponent is gonna be able to go for a charge move. It doesn't matter, we can go for the Icy Wind. This is going to be enough to get them really low, and we can go into the Greninja to farm them down. And the drip is coming in strong. We see that hat on his head. Does make sense. And we're gonna be able to knock out the opponent with a Night Sash. By the way, of course, as you can see here by the length of the video, we're going to see all of the battles I did today. There might be another video coming out later. Sorry for the delay for this video as well. That's supposed to be out like 5 hours ago nearly. Oopsie. Happens. But yeah, we're going to see here the opponent having a Morpeko. Morpeko can be a bit of a tricky Pokemon to deal with. That's at least what you might think. But funnily enough, Shadow Jumpluff wins this one in the 2-shield scenario if they go straight for the Aerial the entire time, as Aerial Ace plus the super effective buff Fairy Wind is going to be enough to knock this Pokemon out, giving us a ginormous lead here now. We got rid of both shields, of course we have no shields as well at this point, but we're going to have a Jumpluff still with nearly full health, and we have 2 great answers to one of the Pokemon here in the back. It is, by the way, not a Zimroll here in the back, it's going to be Primarina. This is going to be fine for us, as we are going to be able to go for a Drill Run. And as we will see next, we can try to go for another one afterwards as well. This is not going to work out, as I can go for the Disarming Voice, which is actually doing enough damage to knock me out. I was quite surprised about this. We have a bulky Dugong here, but it is still going to be okay. We can go for another Aerial Ace, and I'm going to try to maybe go for another Aerial Ace against the opponent's Drifblim here as well, just to get them a little bit lower, because I think then they should be in range for 1 Night Sash guaranteed. And so we can swap out of here. They're definitely at like 1 Night Sash range. We're gonna be even able to go for the CMP tie here, which is quite ridiculous. And so we're gonna be able to win that second battle as well. But can we also win the third battle? Let's find out. Horrible lead for us already. It is going to be the Polosna variant, thanks to the lag there as well. They got 2 fast moves in, and we're just gonna get completely hardwalled. And I guess this kind of thing is going to happen here as well eventually. Like, you're going to have games where you're just gonna get hardwalled, which is fine. We're gonna try our best here to go for another Drill Run against the opponent. This is going to be enough to get them a little bit lower, which is kind of cool. And we're gonna try our best to fully farm them down, but it does not work out. I could have maybe used 2 shields here, but would have really helped us out. I don't think it would have really helped us out at all, as we still have that 9 tails to deal with. We're gonna let the move go through here. Icy Wind is coming through. We can overfarm. I'm gonna try to swap out straight away, and they're gonna go into a Nidoqueen. It is going to be great for me, because now we're gonna be in a spot where Greninja can really showcase on why this Pokemon is not only one of my favorite Pokemon outside of PvP there, but just generally speaking, such a strong pick for the current meta, for any meta since it got released. As you can see here, we're 2 shields down. But what we also have is a ton of energy. Like, we have so much energy. We're at 100 energy at this point. So, first one, Night Sash coming through, gonna get shielded. I can go for another fast move, but Night Sash is coming through. And let's see if it's gonna get shielded again. It does gonna get shielded, and with this, we're gonna be able to go for that Hydro Cannon in time, knocking out that Nidoqueen and sweeping endgame here with Greninja. What a way to go. Next opponent, we're going to have a Moltres in the lead. That's going to be totally fine for our team as well. We're going to have super effective fast move coverage here in the lead, and we're going to have also the Say Swap of Dugong, which can take an Ancient Power. Very likely going to be an Ancient Power here. I think they would have not even had enough for that Brave Bird. And yes, it's going to be super effective against both my lead as well as my Say Swap, but still it is going to be a move that I can take here quite easily. As they're going to swap out into the Gastrodon, we're actually going to be in an okay spot as well, as we can go for another Icy Wind Neely here. They're forced, I think, to go for the Earth Power exactly to knock us out. And so we can go back into the Jumpluff, take some hits, go for an Aerial Ace most likely afterwards, try to get them low with that one, and then try to fully farm them down, as this is going to allow us here to get them low, but also keep a ton of energy for the next matchup. They're sadly gonna get another charge move here, doesn't really matter too much, but as you're gonna see here, we're gonna be at around like, yeah, what is it, 90 energy. We can go for a charge move against the Moltres, hoping to get a shield here from the opponent as well, which we do, which is great because now we can go into Greninja. We have a shield advantage. They're gonna swap out, get in the Feraligatr, which generally speaking is great for them, but also not too bad for me because of what we will see here as well. The Hydro Cannon is gonna still put them into range for a Night Slash KO, which is really, really nice. We will try our best here to go for another Night Slash afterwards as well. That's going to be able to get the KO against them for sure. And so it's down to us against the Moltres here now with our Greninja. And as Greninja is insanely fast in terms of the pacing that it has, we're going to be able to go for that Hydro Cannon here straight away. This is going to be enough to knock them out if we let the move go through. They use a shield, but it doesn't matter because we have another one stored in Greninja again, just showcasing on how dominant this Pokemon can be. Next opponent, low kicks in lead. That's a very nice lead for us as well, as we're going to have super effective coverage against this Pokemon here. Going to be a great matchup as we're going to have Aerial Ace as well as Fairy Wind doing super effective damage against the opponent. We outspeed them, and so that is going to be kinda great here. Or is it? Look at our fast move damage and the opponent's fast move damage. Like, honestly, Sucker Punch Stab is quite ridiculous on how much damage it does here. And as you will see, the Aerial Ace is coming through, the Dugong is coming back in here as well, and we're gonna be able to go ahead and now try out our best basically. We're gonna try to let the move go through. It's going to be the Ancient Power. We should be able to go for at least a few more fast moves. You're gonna go for one more fast move. Then this is going to be enough to knock out the opponent's Moltres. Let's see what's going to be in the back. 2 Dark-type Pokemon already. It's going to be Feraligatr. And I thought, oh, that's going to be a great matchup. But is it really a great matchup? I maybe make a mistake here. By going for the Ice Beam, I allow the opponent to get more energy here as well, and I don't reach another charge move in time. And this is going to be very tough for us. Everything is going to be resisted by Greninja, but an Ice Beam here is still going to chunk quite a bit. They're going to go into the low kicks. Can we still win the battle? It is going to be quite a tough one. We might have to let the move go through here, though. You decide to use a shield against the X. I'm not too sure if this was the right call or not. We have to see if this is going to work out. We're going to be able to go for an undercharge here. The shield is coming up from the opponent again. We're going to go for another Aerial Ace, but it's going to be a CMP tie. I was thinking I should be kind of fine here. Just go for the full farm down maybe. And honestly, I think if I maybe went straight for the Night Slash, I would have been able to win the battle already. But I wasn't, and so I think I cannot through this game on my own. So I think this was a winnable as well. So next one, we're going to have Skeletor here, and we're going to be able to swap out into the Dugong, and this is not a great matchup at all. We're going to have a Core Breaker here for our team. We're going to have basically play against every single Pokemon here, even against the Greninja. Speaking of Greninja, there is another one coming in, and as you're going to see here, we're going to be able to let the move go through. It is going to be that Night Slash from the opponent as we can go for one Drill Run, and another one afterwards. And this is going to be quite nice for us, because we're going to be able to force a shield from them, getting one shield down. But not only this, we're going to be able to swap out then into our own Jumpluff afterwards to try to go for the full farm down here. Getting a ton of energy, being able to catch the moves here. Of course, very likely the Skeletor is coming in next afterwards, but we're still going to be able to do some nice damage against them, maybe forcing them even to go for a charge move against our Jumpluff. As we will see here, Aerial Ace is doing a lot of damage, and this is going to be great. As we will see now as well, Shadow Ball is going to knock us out. We can go into the Greninja and we can knock them out before they can go for a charge move, allowing us to maybe even get a boost here. That would be great with a Night Slash. It is not going to be enough. Let's see what is coming in next. It is going to be the Greninja. We're going to be able to maybe use a shield here. It's going to be a Hydro Cannon coming through, and as I'm going to go to the Greninja, I'm fairly certain they're going to have a Pokemon weak to us in the back. And so, we're going to go for a Night Slash. We're going to be able to get the knockout, and we're going to see a Digger Spear in the back, and that is going to be fine, as we can swap out into the Dugong here. We're going to try our best to get them a little bit lower in terms of their own health, but also we're going to try to get rid of the energy of the opponent. But is it actually going to be fine? We have to hit 2 Hydro Cannons against the opponent, and even then, I am not too sure if it's going to be enough. Hydro Cannon is coming through, and can we farm them down in time? We can, and so we can win the battle. Alolan Sandslash is next. That's going to be okay actually for Dugong, because now currently basically everybody is running Powder Snow. Powder Snow is double resisted, making this a little bit of an easier matchup for us. Drill Run's still going to chunk a little bit. They swap out into Toxapex, and this is basically the one talking point about this team that I can definitely say as well. Toxapex can be a bit tricky. This Pokemon is going to be able to resist every single fast move of this team. It does super effective damage against our lead, and yeah, only gets hit here super effective by one Pokemon by the Dugong, and that is not really ideal. Still, Toxapex is not too bad either. Like, this Pokemon still has some potential to get, yeah, kinda destroyed by something like a Jumpluff here. We're going to be able to go for a charge move here as well. Going for the aerial ace is going to allow us to knock them out. And now it's down to Greninja to win the battle. We have a great matchup and we have another great matchup here. Like, we have two great matchups for us, which is going to be lovely. We're going to use a shield here against a potential Scorching Sands. It is a Fire Punch. That is not ideal. We can go for the Hydro Cannon. This is going to be a little bit better, hopefully, if it's going to land. It does connect, and now we are going to be forced to go for a Night Slash. Let's see if the opponent wants to use a shield here or not. They decide to actually use a shield as well, so that's fine. We're going to be able to use a shield as well against the opponent. Now we have to be very mindful about the situation here, because it can swap out back into that Sand Slash, and I think a Drill Run would just do a little bit too much damage. As we will see here, we're going to be able to not get the shield, and this is very, very sad. If we would have got the shield, we definitely would have had a little bit of a better place there as well. We would have been able to maybe even go for the aerial ace here to, yeah, maybe threaten. I don't know, like, there was definitely a little bit of potential there still to win the battle. I think I didn't really play this one perfectly, but it's going to be fine. Drill Run is coming through, and we're going to now move on to the next opponent. So we're going to have the Toxapex against us. That is going to be okay as well. We're going to have the swap out now into our Dugong, and this kind of on how you want to play it, of course. Dugong is going to be your best answer against this Pokemon, but also they kind of want to maybe sometimes stay in, because Sludge Wave can do quite a lot of damage against us, and of course our fast move is resisted while the opponent is neutral. In comes the Quagsire. Quagsire is one of those Pokemon where we are going to be able to go for an Icy Wind and hopefully dip out later on into our Jumpluff. As we're going to see here, Jumpluff is nearly coming up as well, but not before the opponent can go for a Stone Edge. This is something we have to let it go, because at this point our Dugong is a little bit too low, or like we don't really have enough shields as well. We only have a bunch shield left there, and we're gonna swap out into our Jumpluff. It is going to be the Stone Edge. It is going to do still half of our health, but they cannot really put us into a range where they can two-shot us, because the Mud Shot is triple resisted. And so we're gonna see the Energy Ball coming through. We're gonna be able to go for an aerial ace here as well. This is going to be enough to get the shield from the opponent. And as we're going to see here, we're going to go for another aerial ace in Thailand. This should be enough to knock them out now. Hopefully it's going to be enough. Let's see. It is going to be not enough, and they can go for a charge move. We can let the move go through, though it's not really a big problem for us at all. And so we're going to be able to swap out now into Greninja, get a little bit of energy advantage, and they have a Diggersby again in the back. And this is like the benefit of having Greninja. It is so good as an anti-meta pick right now. Like, there's so many Diggersby, there's so many Malamars even where you have a lot of play against. There's quite a lot of Pokemon out there that you have a lot of play against, and this is here again one of the scenarios where we're going to be able to use a shield against the opponent, and we're going to have a great time here. Like, definitely going to have a great time. The opponent gets the attack drop though. Doesn't really matter. I don't really think so. We have a move slot even on the Dugong here as well, and so this is going to be it for this battle, as Dugong going to be able to knock them out quite easily, and we can move on to the next opponent. Fun fact, by the way, for the people that are not as used to playing Dugong, it is best to go for Drill Run if you just want to get damage off and both moves are neutral. Drill Run is doing a little bit more damage compared to Icy Wind, even though Icy Wind is the stab move and would be like, would make a little bit more sense if this one would have been the one that would do a bit more against it. But yeah, anyway, we want to see here the aerial is coming through here against the opponent's Wigglytuff. This is going to be a great matchup for us, as we are now going to be able to just use a shield against the Icy Wind. We can still get to another move, and the opponent catches move onto a Dunsparce. But this extra damage can actually be quite useful for us, as we can go into our Greninja, and Hydro Cannon is not going to be enough to knock them out, but I think with the extra damage now, we might just be able to get the knockout with a Night Slash afterwards, which would have not been the case as well. And of course, Night Slash always has the option to boost, and that is always kind of something nice to go for. And as you're going to see here, Night Slash is coming through. I'm fairly certain it's going to be enough to knock them out at this range. They are only at the red health, and yes, it's going to be enough. No boost here today, and we don't need boost. Like, this is the case as well with this team. Yeah, we were actually quite unlucky with the Night Slash boost of Greninja. If we had like a little bit better luck with that one as well, maybe even would have been having an easier time against a lot of teams. Doesn't mean that we would lose without the Night Slash boost, as you can see as well. We have a great time, as they're going to be able to go for an Icy Wind against that opponent's Diggersby. We can also use now a shield against them and drop their attack even further. Like, honestly, Dugong right now in the meta is one of the most underrated Pokemon. I don't see people really talk about it. I honestly really want to make a video about the top 10 underrated Pokemon in the the Go Battle League. So if you're still watching at this point, one thing, I really appreciate it. I really appreciate that you're still taking your time to watch this video. But also otherwise, let me know in the comment section, what is your most underrated Pokemon for the Go Battle League that people should play a little bit more? Let me know down below and we can move on to the next opponent. Pangoro. This Pokemon is going to be one that is definitely good for our jump love, but I also see a Marowak coming in here for whatever reason. That's going to be great for us as well. We're going to go for the bait because there's no way they're not going to go for a shield here. And so we can swap out into our Dugong, which has a bit of a better time here. Just generally speaking, it's going to be just a bit easier for us later on to keep our Jumpluff around, because we need the Jumpluff to be aligned against the Pangoro. If we don't have the Pangoro aligned against the Jumpluff, we are in big trouble, like big trouble. So what we can do here is we can go for a charge move, Ice Wind coming through, and they're gonna go back into the Pangoro for sure, but I should be able to even outspeed them, but actually the opponent decided to just not go for a charge move. I would have actually not been able to outspeed them. Forgot that Night Slash only needs 4 fast moves, which is ridiculous. Like, I feel like every single season pacing gets crazier and crazier for moves, like where it's like even faster. I wonder when we have the first time where like one move is like consistently available of like 6 fast moves or something, or like 6 turns total. I bet this is going to happen eventually. But anyway, we're going to see the opponent's Ariados now here, Lunch coming through. We're going to have the opponent in here as well. We're going to try our best. We're going to go for the Hydro Cannon. This is going to be able to get them low. And we try here again. We're trying to get the knockout, hopefully, with another Pokemon afterwards. It's going to be the Jumpluff here. Of course, we're going to have the Aerial Ace. We're going to be able to outspeed them. This is kind of nice because we definitely would not win the CMP type. Jumpluff is very bulky. And in comes the Pangoro. We can go for the full farm down. This is going to be very nice for us, as the opponent cannot knock us out with the close combat, and we can go for the second to last battle for today. And yes, there are also other issues with this team. One of them is Magnezone, and again, I'm not trying to hate anything here from you with this video. There is every single battle that I did with this team is in here, and so you also see some issues for this team, and this is definitely one of them. Magnezone is a bit tricky, but Magnezone is also a rare Pokemon recently, mainly because of Mud Slap. Like, Mud Slap makes this Pokemon very tough to deal with, or like just generally very tough to play. But also, look at this. I'm gonna try to go for the Night Slash here, and I want you to pay attention to this one. I'm gonna go for one more fast move, and then I want to swap out. You see me clicking onto that. I don't get the free fast move in, I don't get the swap in, and now I have to take an Icy Wind, which does significantly more damage on my Greninja, not on my Dugong. And that is kind of annoying. Like, Dugong double resists this move, and here we're gonna be now in a spot where I don't really want to be in, because yes, I would have had a permanent debuff basically on my Dugong for a little bit of time, but we've got even more energy for the matchup against the Magnezone while taking less damage. And so it doesn't make sense that, like, whatever happened there just now. But anyway, we're going to be able to go for another Icy Wind. If they want to go for a shield here, I'm definitely very happy about it, because now I can go for one fast move, another one, and knock them out with a Night Slash afterwards, giving me some energy already on the Dugong, giving me the potential to knock them out with the Greninja, and giving me a Mandibuzz in the back, which they definitely don't want to play with. And so we're going to move on to the next opponent. Final battle for today. We're going to have here the Gastload against us. Gastload is going to be one of the Pokemon that we're going to be very good against with our lead. But in comes now a Pokemon I don't really like too much. It's going to be, again, that Ariados, and I don't know if I played this correctly here. What I should have done very likely is swap out into Greninja eventually, because Greninja gets walled by the Gastload, and both of my other Pokemon are great against the Gastload. And so I feel like I just made a little bit of a misplay here. What I ultimately decided to do is sacrifice my lead, which is not that smart. Like, just truth be told, it was not that smart. We get both shields from the opponent. We have to use a shield here, though, to knock them out still. And then we're going to have, as well, still that Gastload still in the back there, which is not really ideal. And so, as you're going to see, we're going to be able to go for the Hydro Cannon. This is going to be able to knock them out, and gonna be able to now also go into the Dugong here, which is gonna be very fine for us. The Dugong is gonna go up against the Gastload. We should have a great time here, and it's going to be a Cloud Sign in the back. This is looking really great there as well. As we will see there as well, we're gonna have the opponent going for their own charge move. It's going to be a Sludge Bomb. But yeah, as you're gonna see here, we're gonna be able to still go for a Drill Run. Drill Run, again, is going to be the better move to go for. Does a little bit more damage, and we see it here as well. We are gonna be able to go for another one to knock them out. But issue is here now, Gastload is gonna be a bit tricky, still has some energy. And we see here that Icy Wind is coming through. But I thought, honestly, that we still would survive a move here. We don't. Brutal Swing we don't survive. I think a Dragon Claw we would have been able to survive. If I swapped out earlier, I'm fairly certain I would have been fine. But it is what it is. Good game to the opponent. I'm fairly certain actually if I just swapped out into the Greninja, I would have been most likely winning this battle because I would have forced the opponent to go for a charge move a little bit earlier. But it is what it is. Thanks for watching. See you then. Bye bye.